Okay, now I want to hurt you back. We want to retaliate. This instinct, it doesn't come from love. It doesn't come from an higher self. It comes from what? It comes from wounds. We are wounded. So the ego, in this sense, is trying to protect us. Remember, the ego is like the Wizard of Oz. You know how the wizard had to stand behind something, and meanwhile, he was insecure, he was nervous, and he was unsure of himself. But when he was the Wizard of Oz, he was strong and powerful. So that's what the ego is trying to protect, that in us. Okay, so by restoring this false sense of power and control. Remember, the Wizard of Oz, he was very powerful. He's the Wiz, he lives in Oz. He's powerful and all-knowing. That is ourselves. We try to put up this front, you know that protects us from our inner insecurities. But when we do this in relationships, it blocks intimacy, it blocks healing, it blocks growth, it blocks you growing and becoming what you need to become as a real person, showing yourself. So, retaliation in the moment satisfies the ego, it satisfies your outer shell, but ultimately it undermines your connection with people who are important to you. And it keeps us stuck in this cycle. I think, like, sometimes in relationships, we get stuck in this cycle of blame. We start blaming people, we feel shame, we get defensive. And what David Rico is asking us to do, when he's talking about letting go of the blame, he's saying let go of some of that, because that's how we can move toward honesty, we can move toward empathy, and we can repair our relationships. Hmm, what y'all think about that? So instead of asking, how can I make them feel what I felt? Somebody hurts you. How about asking, what hurt in me is asking to be seen right in this moment? Hmm. I don't know. Like, okay, suppose you're in a relationship with somebody and they forget an important date, or they forget a commitment, or like something happens and they forget. The ego wants to say, I don't care. So what? They can forget all they want. I don't really make a difference to me. I'm just going to ignore them and then make them feel the pain that I felt. That's what the ego wants you to do. But your adult, mature self can pause and say, hey, you know what? That person forgot our anniversary. That person forgot a date that we made with each other. And I feel hurt. I feel overlooked. What I really need is reassurance. I need acknowledgement. Let me express that. Let me express what I need, what that person, how that person made me feel, and express that instead of retaliating. How many of y'all can do that? Retaliation, because can y'all do that? Sonia says, respectfully, sometimes the FAFO phrase may have to happen to understand the lesson being taught. Sonia, I'm challenging you, Sonia, and everyone else who agrees with the sentence. Like, I love that, Sonia, because like I felt that too. FAFO, right? But that's retaliation. And when you're working, yeah, it's hard to do, Michael.